Many people who recognize the name Walt Disney also know the story behind his name. Countless amount of people believe that his remains are frozen and buried under his amusement park, Disneyland. The corporation eagerly waiting for science to renew and restore a human body, bringing Walt Disney back to life. Hi, my name is Francelia Cabral, and today I will be talking about the animation artist Walt Disney, his childhood, his career, and the construction of the famous Walt Disney parks. To begin, let me discuss who was Walter Elias Disney. Walter Elias Disney was born on December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. He had a brother who he was very close to, Roy Disney. They are now founders of Walt Disney Productions. Walt Disney was an animator and the creator of Mickey Mouse. After Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney then created Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto. From all of these different characters he created, Walt Disney then decided to create a whole world full of them and about them for families and children to enjoy. Walt Disney won 22 competitive Academy Awards. The most known film was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That film won 8 Oscars. Disney holds the record for the most wins and nominations. Walt Disney was the founder of Walt Disney World and Disneyland. According to Quora, 52,000 people visit one Disneyland park a day. Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is part of the 4 theme parks in Orlando, Florida. There's also Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios. Now that we discussed who was the animator Walter Elias Disney, we will now discuss Walt Disney's childhood. Walt Disney came from a farming background. His father was Irish-Canadian, Elias Disney. His mother was Flora Called Disney. She was German-American. His father was known to be very harsh and religious. He disciplined his children with a belt and didn't allow his children to have any access to any toys or games because it has relationship with childhood. He grew up mostly in Marceline, Missouri. He was known to like to paint and draw. He sold his artwork to his friends and his neighbors. He went to high school in McKinley High. He took classes for drawing and photography. He was a cartoonist for his school newspaper. He took night classes at art in Chicago Art Institute. When he was 16, he decided to drop out of school to join the army, but he was denied because he was too young. He decided to then join the Red Cross in France. He drove the ambulance there. Now that we discussed Walt Disney's childhood, we will now discuss Walt Disney's career. Walt Disney moved to Kansas City to be a newspaper artist. His brother Roy Disney introduced him to Pesman Rubin Art Studio. He then moved to an ad company where he made commercials with cutout animations. He started to begin to hang the camera really well, so he then decided to open up his own company of animations. His first employee was Fred Harmon. They both worked for a theater, but it was their own animations. They called it Laughograms. Everyone loved it. They created their own storyline and fairy tales. Then a New York distributor stole their animations. Walt Disney then had to file bankruptcy. Roy and Walt Disney then moved to Hollywood Studios. Walt Disney's new cartoon was Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse was his first animated silent film. It didn't bring much attention, but then he created it with sound, and that is when it became a hit and known. Now that we've discussed Walt Disney's career, we will now discuss Walt Disney's famous amusement parks. His first amusement park was Disneyland in Anaheim, California, in the summer of 1955. Disneyland's cost was $17 million. Disneyland was known for a place to get away for family and children to explore and meet the characters. By 1966, 6.7 million people visited Disneyland. Walt Disney then decided to open up an amusement park in Orlando, Florida in 1971. Today, there is amusement parks in Tokyo, Japan, Paris, France, Anaheim, California, and Orlando, Florida. Today we discuss who was the great animation artist Walter Elias Disney. We spoke about his childhood, his career, and the construction of the famous amusement parks. After he passed, his creations have remained and continue to grow each and every day. As he said himself, "I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it all started by a mouse." Thank you.